of Finance Friday, and today we're breaking down the idea of divorce and sending your kids to college, and how do you handle the matter of tuition as college prices continue to increase. Let's bring in certified divorce financial analyst Regina McCann has to weigh in. Thanks for joining us this morning.
No, thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here.
You know, it's tough enough to pay for tuition when, when you have two people that are helping with the funding, and when you have one person doing it now or you have divorce in the mix. How does that impact things?
No, it makes it so much harder, especially now that the FAFSA rules have changed, where you used to be able to apply for FAFSA for the founding parent who has the child more often. Now it has to be the parent who provides the most support, which is potentially going to decrease the amount that you would be allowed for financial aid.
I mean, it seems like on the surface that brings up a number of issues, not just financially, but making sure you're on the same page then with whichever parent is bringing in that support. So it seems like there's a number of issues that are now in play.
Oh, definitely. And you have to have a working relationship if that's the case. And that is not always the case after a divorce. So it makes it a little bit more complicated.
So, Regina, I guess the question is, it's tough, right? If you're already in the process of divorce or you are divorced, then that's one thing. You can make for that planning. If you don't know that you're going to end up in that situation, you don't really want to plan for it, right? Because you don't want to plan for the negative to happen to the marriage. But at the same time, you do want to make sure that financially you're okay either way. So how do you find that balance?
Well, that's tricky, right? But one of the things that you could do is, again, with the new FAFSA rules, now you can put the 529 plans in the grandparent's name, because the income or the proceeds from the 529s that's taken out to pay the tuition is not included in the child's income if it's from the grandparent versus the parent. So that could be an option for people.
All right, that's good to know as far as options that are available. As far as if we're just starting to go through the process of divorce right now. We know that child is still maybe in high school, maybe planning to go to college. They're under 18, so, we're footing the bill at this point. What are some of the ways that we can save? Like, what would you look at first if you knew you had to cut a little bit of the money somewhere and save to make sure they still get that education?
Yeah, I'm a huge proponent of the 529 plans. I've used them myself. They grow tax deferred, and if you use them for college tuition and approved expenses, they also come out federally tax free. There are some states that also give you a tax deduction for your contributions. Now, it's not every state, so you have to check and see what your rules are, but that's a definite leg up for people.
Once the student turns 18 and they are considered to be an adult, how does that change things then if we're still trying to get financial aid and going through the divorce or divorced at the same time?
Right. Well, one of the great things is that the owner of the financial plan or the 529 is either going to be a parent or a grandparent, right? So they're the ones who control that account. And even though the child's 18, they don't assume responsibility for that. So they still have a gatekeeper, right? So that's really helpful. And then, you're still applying for financial aid that could help. And there's also scholarships that children can apply to. Now, granted, no scholarship's going to pay, well, it's actually almost only 3% of scholarships are full boat scholarships. So it's a very small portion of scholarships that are going to pay for everything, but they will help. Every little bit helps chip away at that big tuition bill.
Absolutely. And do your shopping when it comes to the scholarships. It can make a huge, huge difference. And find yourself somebody like Regina, too, to help walk you through the process because there is a lot involved in it. But for everybody who's watching right now, we certainly appreciate it. There's more information online if you want to try to get a little more personalized plan. But Regina, thanks so much for joining us this morning. I wish everybody the best. Obviously, going through divorce is stressful enough, as is paying for a child to go through college. Hopefully, you can find that balance. Thanks, Regina. We're going to gear up for some weekend fun in the meantime.